And good evening, sports fans, and a warm welcome for a special edition of the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show. Today is Tuesday, it's Thursday actually, February the 27th, 2025. Our scriptwriter was a little bit off on that one. We're coming to you live from PennWest at Tippin Gymnasium, and I'm your host, Mike Kalinowski. And we do want to thank Redbank Chevrolet and also Dubrook for their great sponsorships here as always, and we have a lot more sponsors we're going to thank as we go along tonight. And tonight's show, we have a pretty good lineup for you. We're going to talk about the Super Saturday coming up here at Tippin Gymnasium. 6 games coming your way, so we're going to be busy coming up here this weekend. I know the three of us on the air, Mr. Cadis on that PA over there, you keep everybody rolling. We've made you world famous because we take that break and we go, now going to the dean of all that is basketball, Clarion, we go to Dave Cadis.
Man, you're the guy that's got the Hall of Fame ring on tonight.
Well, so you guys were always picking on me, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to bring it out one time.
It's going to be a great day.
He wears that bling all the time.
So we should have a lot of fun here coming up this weekend. Hopefully you can join us. As we said, we're going to bring all 6 championship games. We have a special guest tonight too, Dominica Log. She played at Union High School, now at the Clarion University women's team. They made the playoffs, so we're going to find out more about that too. I know we'll be talking to her as we go along, so should be a lot of fun here tonight. So that Super Saturday, we really too want to thank Sailor Construction and Concrete for stepping up to cover the fees coming up on Saturday, and we'll talk more about those sponsors too as we go on. Because as everybody knows, you know, these games aren't not cheap to do, of course, with the video now. So those sponsors are really important.
Yeah, and you know, we're here in Tippin Gymnasium, and we got the University tennis team behind us practicing here before spring break starts and everything. So pretty good atmosphere.
Yeah, a lot of action going on tonight, and we're going to take a time out. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about the girls' single A championships and consolation round, and that'll all be coming up. So stay tuned, and you are watching the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show. Tonight, we're live from Tippin Gymnasium, and it's right here on exploreClarion.com.
You can afford a gorgeous, custom-designed hardwood Kales kitchen for a lot less than you'd pay at a DIY store. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. At Kales, there are never middleman markups or hidden charges that can add 40%. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. That's FactoryDirectKitchens.net.
At Clarion County Community Bank, you're more than just a number. With personalized service and modern conveniences, they make banking easy. Clarion County Community Bank, where community comes first.
Eyes are the window to your soul, so take care of them. The Laurel Eye Clinic provides complete care from annual exams, glasses and contacts to cataract and retinal surgery, LASIK, and more. As a trusted leader in family eye care for 50 years, you can trust them with yours. Call or visit us online today.
Need reliable plumbing or heating services? Call Luton's Plumbing and Heating. Fast, friendly, and available 24/7. Call them at 814-226-8695.
Hi, my name is Jason, and welcome to Sweet Basil. Come on in.
This game is brought to you by Tionesta Builders? No. Tionesta Builder Supply. Family-owned and operated home improvement centers located in Tionesta and Shippenville.
Dubrook is your trusted ready-mix concrete supplier. From commercial to residential, Dubrook has you covered. Call 1-844-DUBROOK or visit dubrooking.com. Dubrook is proud to support our local communities. Dubrook, your solid choice in all things concrete.
All right, welcome back here to Tippin Gymnasium. It is the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show here on Explore Clarion. I'm Mike Kalinowski. Got a whole host here. We have Lexis Twentier with us, the governor, Bob Dunkle, Dave Cadis, Dustin Kiefer's behind the controls over there. Dominica Log's going to be joining us here shortly for a segment. We're going to talk a little bit about women's basketball here at Clarion University and some of her days at Union. We did get when she actually graduated, too. We weren't sure earlier. Our engineer thought it was like 20 years ago. I'm like, I don't think she's that old.
He put her graduating in 2002.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
I'm like, okay.
So, but hey, you never know, right? So
What's your age? You know, these dates just fly by.
they do. They do, actually.
You can think
Well,
it's a Tuesday and it's actually a Thursday.
and if you think about it, Bob, too, if you go back, you just mentioned about time. 25 years ago, what were we doing?
Yeah, we're getting very excited right about now because we felt we had an opportunity to go to Hershey, and we did, and we came away a winner. Well, we were along for the ride. We didn't do any of the work. It was the Garden City Girls, of course, back in 2000, and had a blast and wonderful experience. That was my first state title, a game that I had the opportunity to call. And sadly, it's the only winning team that I've had the opportunity to call. Got to go a couple times with some teams that came up short, but wonderful experience.
Yeah, it sure was. And of course, Garden City back in the playoffs this year. We'll talk about that. But right now, girls class single A, the championship game lined up 4:15 coming up here at Tippin. We'll have it for you. Otto Eldred and Du Bois Central Catholic will lock horns, and both of those teams rolling on the season. Otto at 22-4, Du Bois Central at 23-2. Earlier in the year, though, Otto was able to knock off Du Bois Central Catholic, and a freshman in that game had a real big one, didn't she?
Yeah, it seems like freshman Bailey Francis definitely leads the team. Points, steals, assists like that. She's an all-around great player, young player, and we've seen that from a couple other local teams. But for a freshman to be doing that already and in the district championship, definitely exciting.
What I find interesting is the stats on Francis. Checks in at 10.6 points per game. She is the team leader. Normally, we talked during the course of the regular season, you want to have at least 2-3 players score in that double-digit average, from which she's the only player on the team scoring the double-digit average. So that says a lot about the defense that they have up there as well.
Well, I'd like to isolate on Sean Gray, the coach up at Auto. They've been down here the last few years and had an opportunity to meet him, talk to him on many occasions. Well-respected coach. Reminds me a lot of Ron Reiter, our former university coach here. Big, tall guy, just really personal with his team, and he lets him have it when he needs to through the course of a game, but he coaches really well. He's very calm on the sidelines with things, and looking forward to seeing him back here with the Terrors.
Yeah, so that single A championship game between those two. And then, of course, in the consolation contest for third and fourth place, Coudersport and Clarion Limestone. Du Bois Central was able to beat Coudersport by about 20 points to come into this consolation game. Clarion Limestone was close with Otto Eldred. They ended up dropping that one by 4, 39-35. And those Lady Lions really came on strong as the season went on. I know early on there were some questions, but it seems like they were able to really put things together toward the end of the year.
Absolutely. I remember at the beginning of the season, CL's coach, new coach, excited. Definitely thought that he could be here, could be doing some things in the playoffs. And then mid-season, a couple of people questionable. And now here they are, a tough loss, but they're in the consolation game. Top 4 teams automatically continue on to the PIAA state playoffs, so they'll see that time too. So it's an exciting time for Clarion Limestone.
Well, it was a tough loss, but he's got the program going in a great direction. It's getting hot right now at the ideal time. You can get hot in the middle of the season, but if you don't stay hot, it doesn't matter a whole lot. But right now, great time to get hot. He's got the team going in the right direction.
Yeah, both their men's and women's teams, boys and girls teams, I guess, just doing really well. The boys team played there last night. Tough loss again, but they'll be in a consolation game too.
Yep, so we'll have more on that as we go through. And so that's a little look at the single A championship and consolation game. And those games again, Otto Eldred, Du Bois Central Catholic, 4:15 on Saturday. We'll have that live for you. And we'll probably all be down there on the call. I would think we're all ready to go for that. And then County CL, that'll be tomorrow night. And we'll see who moves on in the third and fourth place there for that. So we'll take another time out. We're going to come back. We have Dominica Log joining us here momentarily. We'll talk to her. It's all on the way as we continue, and we have a special presentation tonight, Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show from Tippin Gymnasium right here on exploreClarion.com.
Modern Living Solutions in Knox is always on the lookout for driven, positive individuals to join their team. They offer career growth opportunities and industry-leading pay. No experience is necessary as training is provided. Apply today and build a future with Modern Living Solutions.
Affordable opportunities are endless at Northern Pennsylvania Regional College. If you're looking to start next semester or next year, apply now at discovernprc.org. discovernprc.org.
This is a great show.
Hey, check out this all-new 2024 Chevrolet Trax 1RS in cacti green. Let's talk about some of those safety features. We have blind spot monitoring system, we have forward collision system with alert and brake, and we have lane departure warning as well. How about the gas mileage?
30 miles per gallon average. Yeah, it's great.
People really love those safety features like blind spot monitoring, forward collision warning with alert and braking, and lane departure warning.
Bumper-to-bumper warranty and the 5-year 60,000 mile powertrain warranty.
And check out the clarity on this backup camera on this 11-inch touchscreen.
It's great.
Can you believe you get all the features like heated steering wheel, heated seats, remote start, power sunroof, all for $24,900?
It's a great value in the new Chevrolet. Hey, check out this Glacier Blue RST Silverado 4x4 Z71 four-wheel drive. 5.3 liter V8. It's a really nice, sharp truck. All LT and RST Silverados have this same interior. Got this really large touchscreen display, built-in Google Maps, heated seats, automatic climate control, heated steering wheel. We have a backup camera, really great display, and all the safety aspects. Adaptive parking.
Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show. Special presentation tonight coming here. We do want to thank all the folks at Clarion University for allowing us to have the space tonight. I know Ben Jewett and all the guys here do a fantastic job, and big help too when it comes to the playoffs. A lot of the video feeds that you see come from Ben and his crew here at Clarion, and it's just a great job that those guys do. I know, very professional and very top notch.
Absolutely. And they bring us water.
They do. They always do. Except Ben now comes down, he wants autographs, and he's upset too because we haven't given him any treats. He asked about the strawberries, and I said, Kiefer took those, and he wasn't too happy, so we'll have to take care of him.
Maybe tomorrow or Saturday.
Coming up on Saturday. So we have our special guest coming in, Dominica Log, played at Union High School. I know calling a lot of the games that you played in, and now at Clarion with the women's program here. And you guys have been playing extremely well this year. I know you got a lot of folks excited in the area. You're in the playoffs, and you guys are rolling, and we're glad to have you here with us tonight.
Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yep. So go ahead, folks. We can shoot some questions your way.
All right, I'll start off. So you graduated in 2022. We finally got that down to a T with a little bit of help from Dustin Kiefer, the internet, me thinking back to when I coached you. But you played basketball all 4 years. Who was your coach, and what kind of position player were you?
My coach was Allison Keppel, and I had assistant coaches were Lacey Magnotti for a couple years and then Rick Exini. But my position, it kind of changed throughout the years. My freshman year, I think I was point guard, maybe sophomore year too. And then my junior, senior year transitioned into a forward maybe, but it was kind of spotty there.
You can do it all. No, you can do it all. I know we talked a little bit before tonight that you didn't make Super Saturday at all, but you have made the KSAC tournament before, so you still got to play on the big court at Tippin.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that in your high school days.
It was always a goal to make it to Tippin to play. I mean, it's a great atmosphere, but me personally, I was kind of iffy about making it to Tippin because the court is longer, and I didn't think we were conditioned enough to play the best basketball that we could play. I know that's probably an unpopular opinion, but it definitely was a goal, and it was pretty awesome when we accomplished it. So.
Did you ever think you'd be playing on that court for another 4 years after graduation?
I did not. I said I was not coming to Clarion. It was something I knew, but surprisingly, here I am.
What changed your mind to come to Clarion? What was the deciding factor?
The deciding factor was Abby Gatesman. I mean, I played AAU with her for a while, and Olivia Books, and I talked to Abby. I was like, oh, do I really want to come to Clarion? She's like, you got to come. Just come, play with me, and live for as long as you possibly can, because you'll never be able to do that ever again. So that was kind of the deciding factor.
You're a great example of a local athlete that went on to play at the next level. What are some of the big changes that a high school athlete should expect or needs to be aware of as they go to that next level? Because I think a lot of them, unfortunately, kind of they see on TV, they see all these big time things that take place. They don't realize all the work that goes into it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. You really have to learn time management skills. I mean, when you play a college sport, you basically have a job. So you have responsibilities, and plus you have schoolwork that you have to handle, but you have to constantly put the effort in, put the work in. You do workouts on your own. Practice just isn't enough. So you just kind of have to be relentless and be disciplined and show up every day.
Hey, it's pretty much of a job, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It
For
is.
the most part. You have another year of eligibility, too. But
Yes.
You're going to take it, correct?
Correct.
Good. That's fantastic, because tomorrow night you guys have IUP. You've made the playoffs.
Yep.
You're locked into a number 6 seed, and as we talked about before the show a little bit, you may be going to Gannon, you could be going to Seton Hill or Edinburgh. That's the fun thing about the PSAC. You don't know till the last weekend and all the games playing out. So we'll be paying pretty close attention on Saturday afternoon to the different scores that are happening and everything else. You got a new coach this year.
Yes.
Or last year,
Last year,
basically,
yep.
Danielle Fleming and Dayron. So how's that turned out for you this year?
It's just been a big change. It's been changed culturally. I mean, everyone knows who the Clarion women's basketball team is. I couldn't say that my freshman year, I don't think. We're very involved with all of the sports around here, but basketball-wise, it's just been a big change, the style that we play. This year we're kind of executing our offense that they want to run a little bit better, and plus our defensive style, so I can highly attribute that to making the playoffs. They've been an awesome addition to Clarion.
And out of all the sports, you guys won the award for the best Instagrams I've seen.
Yes.
You've taken us everywhere, in the locker rooms and on bus trips and everywhere else, and you got, I don't know who runs that, but you know, there's usually one or two of you, and I think Autumn Taylor has something to do with that.
Yes.
And you guys done a great job with that this year, and that proves positive that, hey man, you're getting the word out about the team. Come out and see them. So tomorrow night, you guys are going to be on the docket at 5:30 here against IUP. The place should be rocking. So good luck to you tomorrow night.
Thank you.
So, and I know you have another year of eligibility and you're going to take that, but what do you have your thoughts on right now for after college?
Right now, my thoughts are medical school, so I'm kind of locking down, researching some schools, and I have to take my MCAT test this spring here, so that's where my focus is really right
Gearing
now.
up and studying.
Right, yep, lots of studying.
Yep. Do you ever see yourself coaching in the future?
When I can find time, I would like to.
So you'll be busy for the next several years
Yes.
with med school and everything.
Yep, but yes, that would be a goal and something I could see myself doing.
Great.
What advice would you give a student athlete that's approaching right now? Let's say it's their junior year. What advice would you, knowing the recruiting process, what you've been through, what bit of advice could you offer to make life a little easier for them?
I would say know your worth, know what you can bring to the table. Also, you need to know what your coaches are looking for. So if your coach wants someone who can shoot well, go for it. But if you're not really a shooter or anything like that, and that's the type of offense that they run, I'd try to find something better fit for you. But keep your nose to the grindstone, and whatever works out will be the best for you.
Great advice.
Well, I'm going to make one more pitch for the people in Reimersburg and the people in Sligo and everything, okay? Prime example of name, image, and likeness here. So if anybody in those areas want to sponsor Dominica for about $50,000 so we can pay her to stay next year, that would be my offer to those people in those areas. So.
I will say one thing. Dave Cadis had a nickname for you your first year, didn't he?
He
Nickname or mistaken name?
Yes,
What was
Dominica.
Dominica. Oh yeah.
Well,
man,
he was trying to make it sound more exotic.
I visit the Dominican Republic every year, and it was like I got confused with it, and you didn't tell me until like the last game of the year.
Well,
by the way,
I get called Dominica a lot. It's not really unusual to me, so I don't really like to correct people that much.
yeah.
But
well, you've been a big credit to the university here, and you know, and continue success in the future here.
Thank you.
Win tomorrow night.
Yes, that's the goal.
That's right, and it's a blast too. And I know years ago I had the opportunity as a student to broadcast games with Guy Parsons, and they made it to the Final 8. And I remember the excitement and watching the women as they were going and playing those games. So I wish you guys all the best, and hope you can get it rolling. And hey, who knows? You guys make a nice run this year, and then next year comes around, and you make another step, right?
Yep.
All right, so that's our discussion here with Dominica Log, and excellent discussion, and we thank you for joining us this evening. So we'll take another time out here, and we're going to come back with more. We have coming up the girls AA. We're going to talk about that, and that's all on the way. So we are at Tippin Gymnasium, special presentation of the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show. It's right here on exploreClarion.com.
You can afford a gorgeous, custom-designed hardwood Kales kitchen for a lot less than you'd pay at a DIY store. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. At Kales, there are never middleman markups or hidden charges that can add 40%. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. That's FactoryDirectKitchens.net.
At Clarion County Community Bank, you're more than just a number. With personalized service and modern conveniences, they make banking easy. Clarion County Community Bank, where community comes first.
Your eyes are the window to your soul, so take care of them. The Laurel Eye Clinic provides complete care from annual exams, glasses and contacts to cataract and retinal surgery, LASIK and more. As a trusted leader in family eye care for 50 years, you can trust them with yours. Call or visit us online today.
And welcome back here to the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show. We're live from Tippin Gymnasium tonight. And again, thanks to all the folks here at Clarion for allowing us the opportunity to use Tippin Gymnasium for our show tonight. Of course, we're going to be here on Saturday. 6 games, guys. We got to get ready, got to get rested up tomorrow night, as we'll have that for you. 6 championship games coming up this weekend. I do want to thank the Fund Bank, the First United National Bank. They've been our title sponsor all year long. Fantastic organization, and they're such a great big sponsor for us, and these games would not be possible without them. And we also want to thank Saylor Construction and Concrete. They have taken the opportunity to sponsor all the games coming up on Saturday, helping us out with those fees. Cannot thank Saylor Construction and Concrete enough for that. And we have other sponsors too we'd like to sneak in as well. B&M Floors, located over in Reno, Pennsylvania. The Moose Lodge, number 366 New Bethlehem. Great food, atmosphere, and they always have those Redbank games streaming, and I know they have other games too sometimes. And the folks go down there. I said, we may have to make a trip down there and do a show, because those guys really seem to be into it when we have the games on. Minix Towing, they're available in Venango, Clarion, Warren, and Forest counties. If you need a tow, give Minix a call. Bronze Excavation, and let Bronze enhance the appearance of your property. I may have to give them a call. Farmers Mutual Fire Insurance Company of Marble, Peace Dental and Associates, and it's a reason to smile there at Peace Dental. How about Jumpin' Joey's Journey? If you want to go anywhere, folks, Jumpin' Joey will get you there. He's got the bus, he's got the party lights, he's got the music going. You can have a great time. It's for folks of any ages too. He can set up a bus trip for you. He'll get you there safely, or safely as he can, as we always say. Now, Joey does a great job.
We just talked to Joey today.
Yeah.
Scheduled a trip for one of our facilities
there you
classes
go.
here at the university.
Now,
So
are you going to have the music and all that going?
I don't know. You guys were giving me a lot of suggestions that I can't talk on the air about, but so some good things.
All right.
Good things.
And one more we got to get in, Dan Shingledecker, coroner, and we want to re-elect Dan Shingledecker for Clarion County coroner. Dan, great sponsor as well. So those sponsors have jumped on here in addition to all of the sponsors we've had all year. And boy, the outreach from the community has just been phenomenal when it comes to putting these games on. Like we said, without them, we can't do it.
Yeah, well, one of the biggest things is that there's the cost to do this,
Sure.
that we have to send checks into PIA to broadcast
and District
games,
9
District
and-
9
yeah.
and do those things. So that's a big thing, and it makes our District 9 local teams very special.
Yeah.
And certainly by covering these games too, of course, it helps these student athletes receive a lot of recognition. Sometimes they just see the stats, but it's an opportunity for a lot of people to see video, see them in action, and it helps. It certainly is a positive thing to do.
Absolutely, and they're all local businesses, local organizations, local people. They support you and your community and your teams. Go support them.
Absolutely, and it's nice too because you have a lot of times family from out of town, and with the we were starting to lean into video, and then with the onset with COVID and stuff, it really took off. And now we'll hear from people all over the country, watching us. Sometimes overseas, some military people and people that are overseas, and you never know where someone's going to pop up and say, "Hey, I'm in South Carolina and we're watching the game," or "We're out in California watching the game." So it's pretty neat.
Absolutely.
All right, Double A girls is our next one. And the District 9 Championship has Port Allegheny and Redbank Valley. That'll be at 2:30 on Saturday. Again, we'll have that, of course, for you. We had the chance to do the games. I know Lexis and I. Port Allegheny, big comeback win as Keystone led by 12 points in that game. They were up by 10 in that fourth quarter. But Port was able to come back and get a big win over Keystone to move on.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw, like you said, a great game. It was great all throughout, even over Keystone led by 12 points. But yeah, Port came back, and with about 5-6 seconds left in the game, girl made her baskets and won.
I think it was the Eli girl, wasn't it, underneath? Number 12?
That sounds right.
Yep, and she was there, and and I think she was surprised too because she was kind of on the backside there, and the ball kind of trickled over to her. She was able to get that shot and win it, and boy, they just went crazy. And what a comeback for them. That has to have them on cloud 9, but they're coming in against a Redbank Valley team that is really, really tough. And we saw that the other night when they were playing against Kane. Kane came out and played very well against them early on. And you saw Redbank really struggled a little bit to get into a rhythm, but boy, once they got into that rhythm, it was hitting on all cylinders.
Absolutely. That first quarter back and forth, pretty decent game. Kane had the height on Redbank, absolutely. But then that second quarter, especially with Miley Harmon, she just took off, and I don't know how many points she had, but it was in the teens somewhere, and that really got Redbank, secured the win for them in that second quarter.
And I'll tell you, and Addison Bond played very, very well too. Very strong game for them. Their inside game was good. I like White too. She's one, she plays inside, but boy, she can pop out and she can nail some three-pointers too, and that surprises a lot of people, I think, because you see someone who normally would play inside. So this is a Redbank team that has a lot of weapons. Of course, Miley Harmon is eyeing that record. Bob and I had the chance many years ago with Miss Hinderleiter, came 1997, and Miley's closing in on that record here coming up.
I think what's amazing, a lot of people, they look at records and they're fooled a little bit. They see Redbank Valley at 19-6. Trust me, those 6 losses are 6 very tough teams. Now, one of those losses did come at the hands of Keystone, but Redbank over the last 5-6 years has only lost a handful of games to District 9 teams as a whole. So, it's a program, again, Coach Edmonds has done an outstanding job. Truthfully, I don't know that he gets all the recognition that he should have. And if you talk to him, he won't take any credit at all. He'll say it's all about the players. It's the players he's had and that he's been fortunate. But it's a lot of hard work. It's everybody. And they really do go with a total team effort approach down there. And I think, certainly their record, the success they've had, the number of district championships, the number of KSAC championships, it's been amazing. And again, he flies under the radar. And I don't think people quite realize just how special that program is.
Yeah, Bob, as you mentioned with Coach Edmonds, and we had this conversation, It's crazy because I see him at all the games. I mean, you guys aren't all the games here at Tippin Gymnasium, but I'll look up here in the perch, and there's Coach Edmonds again, the coach from Redbank. He's up there, and he's watching the games. And he's a basketball junkie. He likes to come to all the games, watch our ladies play here at the university, and that's a big credit. I think one of the big things that you might mention, Mike, about Quinn White, she loves this court. In the last game, I believe she was the Hager paving player of the game here, and she was on fire that night. And that's going to be a big plus for them heading into this championship game in District 9.
Yeah, it sure will. And this Redbank team is very tough. And then, of course, in that third place and fourth place game, it's Keystone and Kane. Kane again coming up short against Redbank Valley. Keystone. Coach Tracer over there, he's, you feel bad in a way because, boy, they were right there. Free throws really killed them. You talked about that.
Absolutely.
They only shot, 30-some%, I believe?
I want to say 36% or 33%.
I think so. And that's probably something that they really addressed, I'm sure, here this week. Because you take that stat and you add maybe another 10-15%, they probably win that game. So Keystone will go against Kane, which showed, boy, they can play with Redbank. So, it's going to be a good consolation game.
Absolutely. And just hopping back to Redbank real fast, these are just coming from my text with Mike Kilroy that I can remember. Miley Hartman, I believe, is 23 points away from tying Hinderlater's, 24 to break it, and obviously 27 to hit that 2,000 mark. So, good chance we'll see it, whether it's Saturday or the game following. Good chance.
Right.
And I had the opportunity to play against Brooke. So, she was a heck of a player. Thankful I don't have to play against Miley Hartman.
Yeah, she sure was. And I remember that game, too. She would have had her 2,000th point. Remember, Bob? It was at Clarion. And I don't know what happened. I mean, she was right there. She had 1997, and everyone was anticipating. And for some reason, you always say, there must have been saran wrap over the rim. It just wasn't meant to be, I guess, for that 2,000th point. What a phenomenal career did she have. And, of course, then playing at Slippery Rock and doing a great job.
A lot of success at the college level as well.
So there we go. There's our AA. We're going to take another timeout. We'll come back. We'll talk about girls 3A, Class 4A. That's all on the way. We'll have that for you coming up, and we'll take another timeout. We're at Tippin Gymnasium, and it's a special presentation tonight of the Redbank Valley Main Street Sports Show right here on exploreClarion.com.
Affordable opportunities are endless at Northern Pennsylvania Regional College. If you're looking to start next semester or next year, apply now at discovernprc.org. discovernprc.org.
You can afford a gorgeous, custom-designed hardwood Kales kitchen for a lot less than you'd pay at a DIY store. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. At Kales, there are never middleman markups or hidden charges that can add 40%. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. That's FactoryDirectKitchens.net.
At Clarion County Community Bank, you're more than just a number. With personalized service and modern conveniences, they make banking easy. Clarion County Community Bank, where community comes first.
All right, there you go. Nice shot there of the stands. Hopefully those are going to be all filled up here. They will be coming up on Saturday. 6 ball games here at Tippin Gymnasium. It's the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show. We're here at Tippin Gym tonight, and we've been talking basketball, a lot of basketball. We had Dominica Log, former Union standout, and playing here at Clarion on the women's team. They're in the playoffs. They play, actually, if you're out and about tomorrow night, Indiana comes in to play Clarion tomorrow night, men's and women's basketball. 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock?
5:30, 7:30.
5:30, 7:30, so you can come up and check out those teams. The men, that'll be their last game of the season. Women will move on in the playoffs with that. So we go to Class 3A, 4A girls. District Championship in 3A girls, Karn City Cranberry. That'll be at 11 o'clock. That's going to get us going on Saturday morning here at Tippin Gymnasium. And some teams that we're very familiar with. Karn City comes in talked about them 25 years ago playing for a state title. They're right back in the playoffs, right, excuse me, where you would expect Karn City to be. And I guess with Cranberry, too, rich history with Cranberry, state title in their background, too. So two very storied girls teams coming in at 11 o'clock on Saturday.
It's great to see Cranberry bounce back. They had a few down years here, but certainly great to see them back in the finals. Their record 16-4. One of those 4 losses, by the way, came to Karn City back in December. So it's a long time ago. Karn City, checks in a 20-3 record. All 3 of those losses, by the way, to Redbank Valley. So obviously they lost to a quality team, certainly putting up a lot of points. They got a wealth of talent. Of course, Savannah Prescott's one of the people that anytime I've had the opportunity to see him, gravitate towards her right away. Very strong player. Brooklyn Taylor as well, and Naomi Beneski. Beneski's one of those players that when she's on, she is very dangerous to play.
Yeah, Naomi has the dominance on offense and defense. She's going to get right in front of you. She's going to get right in front of you. I think that was them telling me not to talk anymore. Get right in front of you. She's not going to shy away from playing a tough, aggressive defense. And, of course, on offense, she's strong from the perimeter, strong from the foul line, which is phenomenal for Karn City. But she's really strong underneath. She's going to make the moves that nobody else on the team is.
Yeah, this Karn City team is very, very tough. Go ahead, Mr. Kidd.
I've seen Cranberry play a couple times now, and I'm very impressed with the coach, Carrie Malat. Played at Virginia Tech, and one of the things I talked to Bob about the other night, she is so involved with her team. She is actually practicing with her team in the warm-ups. I mean, it's not like just throw the ball out and let the kids, run the layups and hit some outside shots and just go on your own. She has it structured to a point where she's practicing with those kids, getting them ready to go for the game. I mean, it just carries over. Their pregame warm-ups are practice, and she has them ready to go. But they're a dangerous group. There's no doubt about that. Jaden Shoemaker, one of their top players. Sarah Shoke, Reagan Antorelli, and Haley Gregory. I mean, they got a good 5, and they can compete with almost anybody. They play with a lot of up and down the court, and they let it fly, and they keep going. They don't run out of gas, there's no doubt. And Coach won't let them, so they're pretty dangerous team, so Karn City will have their hands full.
Yeah. I'd like to add something, too, to what Dave said. They have a great starting 5, dangerous starting 5. Their 6th man off the bench is freshman Darian Wenner. She's tremendous, usually a high scorer. She runs the court very well for a freshman, and she can just get it into where she needs to.
Yeah, a lot of teams too. You might see Wenner even starting. I know that they have a good 5, and Wenner comes in. You are right, very, very good. And both of these teams too really travel well as far as like fans, and you're going to see a lot of people here, I think, early on at 11 o'clock to root these two teams on.
It'll be
coming
a
up on
great
Saturday.
Great
we'll
first game.
have to have the coffee going and the
donuts
and stuff, and get
shape.
everyone fired up for that one. It should be a lot of fun. The 4A championship game, that's already been played. That was played back on February the 25th at Punxsutawney High School. Clearfield knocked off St. Mary's 57-44 in that one. So Clearfield is the champ in District 9, and they'll move on in the state playoffs there in 4A.
Yeah, they'll play at Carrick in a sub-regional game for the chance to be in the state playoffs. Started that because, so many teams in and out of different classifications and everything. Clearfield coming in 18-5 overall with a 5-game winning streak, so they have that motivation, they have the optimism there. And ultimately, they're led by sophomore Sunny Deal and freshman Eve Helsel. I believe that's how you pronounce it. So, young team, and if they don't make it far this year, they're looking to come back next year.
Oh, 100%. So, there we go. That's a look at our 3A, 4A girls championships in the rounds. Again, Karn City, Cranberry, that'll be at 11 o'clock on Saturday morning. So if you're not here, get your coffee, kick back, put on the TV, relax, and we'll have it all for you coming here from Tippin Gym. Take another time out, coming back, boys class 1A on the way. We'll talk about that. And it is a special presentation tonight of the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show. We're here at Tippin Gymnasium, and it's right here on exploreClarion.com.
This game is brought to you by Tionesta Builders? No. Tionesta Builder Supply. Family-owned and operated home improvement centers located in Tionesta and Shippenville.
Dubrook is your trusted ready-mix concrete supplier. From commercial to residential, Dubrook has you covered. Call 1-844-DUBROOK or visit DuBrooking.com. Dubrook is proud to support our local communities. Dubrook, your solid choice in all things concrete.
Modern Living Solutions in Knox is always on the lookout for driven, positive individuals to join their team. They offer career growth opportunities and industry-leading pay. No experience is necessary as training is provided. Apply today and build a future with Modern Living Solutions.
Welcome back to the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show. Mike Kalinowski, Lexis Twentier, the Governor Bob Dunkle, Dave Cadis over there. Dustin Kiefer behind the controls, and we're rolling here tonight at Tippin Gymnasium. And again, thanks to Ben Jewett and all the folks at Clarion for helping us out with this. We're going to move into boys Class 1A, and this is always a big one here at Tippin Gym. This is one that packs the house. That'll be the nightcap. That comes up at 7:45, coming up on Saturday night. Elk County Catholic, Otto Eldred, and these two, when they go to battle, it's a war between these two.
No question about it. It's going to be a really intense ball game. And Elk County comes in undefeated in the season. Coach Straub, unless you live in a cave, Coach Straub, everybody knows that name. They realize the pedigree that comes with that program, with that coaching staff. Very impressive. You know, there are very, very few guarantees in life. Of course, death, taxes, and, well, Elk County being in District 9 playoffs, as they've had such a wealth of success over the years.
Yeah, I'll tell you, and talk about having a good five and a good starting five. Some of the consistency, some of these guys we've seen for the last couple of years, Jacob Wasco, Will Wortman, you know, those are regular names that appear here at the Gymnasium. Some of these guys started as freshmen and sophomores. So they have a good, well-balanced team too, and that'll be a heck of a battle as they take on Otto Eldred.
Yep. Go ahead.
I was just saying, absolutely. It's coming in as an undefeated team, so you have that extra motivation to keep that 0 in the loss column. You want to keep it going into the state playoffs too.
Oh, 100%. And that's something too, you know, with Otto Eldred coming in. We've had a chance the last couple years. I know we called some games with Otto, and that is a very intense basketball team too. And they're going to come in. That's going to be right. That's going to be, I'm sure they see that every day. It's probably put up in their school, the coach, about beating them and giving them that one loss.
Well, their coaches are pretty intense.
Oh, you're not a
kid. To begin with, okay, and his son, Landon Francis, runs that offense for Otto Eldred, and they play. I got a chance to see them play twice this year. They were here in the showcase, so you know, they have a well-balanced team. Rasheen Thomas scored over his 1,000th point when we had one of the showcase games here and everything, but they're well balanced too. But Landon Francis, I sit next to Hayden Thorpe, who runs the rec center. He runs the clock, I do public address, and that's the game we want to see. And we love watching Landon Francis play. He's a quarterback on that team, and that team moves as Landon Francis moves.
That's one of those programs, too, that they are very intense. The level of intensity is pretty impressive. They're also built on strong fundamentals. That's one of the things that I think some of the teams sometimes get there based on good athletes. Both these programs built on solid fundamentals. And it carries over. You know, it starts out with the coaching staff. These players oftentimes are a reflection of their staffs. I think you're going to see that really out of both teams.
Yep, two very, very good coaches. And, you know, and that's one of the things, too, you don't talk about enough, is just how you see teams that make the playoffs on a regular basis. What do you see? Coaches that have been there a long time. Not that you don't have some new guys here and there, but consistency always gets you there, doesn't it?
Yeah. A couple other good players at Otto. Manning Splain's been there, I think, for like 10 years.
That name, it's one of those names sticks in your head. He's got his 18th year of eligibility.
Bob, I don't know if he started when he was in 6th grade or what, but we've said Manning Splain, and David Schoenfeld, who's a wide receiver on their football team. I've got to know him pretty well through the combine up in Brockway last year for football, but he's been down here. I got an opportunity to talk to him, and we're doing the Twitter thing together and all of that. So, you know, I like the kids on that team, and I just hope Coach settles it down a little bit on Saturday. You know, make sure the sports medicine department's around, because he loses it pretty good. And his kids respond. They either fear him, or it's like, man, I got to do it the right way, basically. You know, with coaching, if coaches played, they do it right exactly.
That's right.
They would always do it the right way. Basically.
But I'll tell you what, and those student sections for that game, get ready, because it's going to be a blast.
It'll be rocking.
We'll have to be screaming into the microphones. I know that to let folks hear us. The third place consolation game, Johnsonburg, Cameron County. That is going to be tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at Elk County Catholic. Johnsonburg falling short against ECC. To get to the title, but boy, Johnsonburg, great season for them. Cameron County as well. see what happens in that one.
Yeah, Johnsonburg is one of those programs too that maybe doesn't always get all the attention they should. Very well established group and certainly a fun bunch to watch as well.
All right, so that'll wrap. Oh no, we need to move on. We're going to go right into the 2A boys. So we'll keep moving.
That's
We're
good.
going to keep
We
you
have
guys
no
working.
cameraman and no engineer.
Oh, that's right. And we got basketball behind us. We had tennis earlier.
And we may
that's
have
the
to
fun
speak
here
a
at
little bit
Tippin.
louder, that's
We
all.
will. We'll be fine. We're used to that, and I'm not used to not having the headphones on because usually you can't hear all this stuff. But they have the intramural championship coming up. You got to get ready for that,
I got to
Mr.
get down
Cadis.
there and get ready to go, basically.
That's right. You're going to be doing the PA announcing for the intramural championship. Boys 2A. Boy, I'll tell you, all of these teams we know so well. The single A is all mainly teams from outside the area, the northern teams. The 2A is all teams from the Keystone Shortway Conference Championship. 6 o'clock Tippin. This will be rocking and rolling. Clarion, Redbank Valley. Two teams, they battled this year. Redbank Valley's had the upper hand, but who knows? It's a championship game.
It is, and what a unique experience too for those coaches because they played together as teammates. They experienced success at Clarion, of course, at a different gym, but so to speak, the old gym here. But they experienced the success together. They played at the college level together. They're best friends. They went through, the grade school, everything together as far as playing on the same teams. So again, it's a unique situation, and again, they know each other so well.
Yep.
It does present an interesting challenge because it's so hard to keep on beating the same team again and again because sooner or later that team's going to find out a way to maybe pull off the upset. But it's going to be a fun one because you have all those players, you have the coaches involved, you're going to have a lot of fans here. That will be a very loud game.
Yep.
Two good two things are going to have to stop. Redbank's going to have to stop Derek Smale inside. I mean, they're going to pound the ball into him, and they're going to have to try to stop him. And the Bobcats are going to have to stop Brendan Minnick. He's all over the court, and he's shooting threes, and he's making them. And that's a well-coached team between Jake Doherty and Sam Heater. They both do a very, very good job. And as Governor, as you said, consistency in the coaching staff. Sam's been an assistant there. And Jake's new, but they've both been on the roster as far as assistant coaches. So.
Yeah, we said what might be interesting is to have, instead of a jump ball between the players, take the two coaches out. Let them see who gets the jump ball, and then we'll go
I
from
guarantee
there.
you'd see a lot of offense.
It'd be a lot of fun, wouldn't it?
I would just like to say, as the young one amongst the group, it's nice to see two young coaches out there with two great, successful teams.
Yep, and they've done well. And the other night when Redbank came out last night, and they fell behind against Clarion Limestone, everyone kind of went, whoa, it was 11-2, and Clarion Limestone had their foot on the gas, and you looked over, but you never saw Redbank get too upset. They didn't get out of their game. They stayed with what was going on, and then when they finally started hitting shots, they eased back into it and were able to get the win.
Remember the big key is Coach Doherty took that timeout before the media timeout. I think he was, obviously we can't get inside his mind, but I think we both felt that he was going to wait until the media timeout, realized I better put the brakes on now. The team responded accordingly and then went on a run. I think it was a 24-6 run after that.
Yeah.
Numbers don't lie.
All right, and it's kind of funny too, you mentioned about the media timeout. Used to be years ago, the coaches would come to us and say, you guys aren't going to request media timeouts, are you? Now we had the port coach go, hey, we get the media timeout? We need that. So that's something that they're really getting used to. But certainly in that ball game, going to be fantastic. Again, you talk about student sections. Those two student sections are going to be fired up. Can't wait to see what themes they have. I know Tyler last night was all excited. He was getting pictures of the Clarion student section. So we'll see how that
Clarion
goes.
might remain the beach theme because
could
their
be.
seniors have this thing going on where they have water guns and floaties, and if you don't have your floaty on, you can get shot with the water gun and you're out. If you have the floaty on, you're safe. So if they stick with the beach theme, they're safe.
So then we have to wear the floaties too, so we don't get shot, or?
I don't know if they count senior citizens.
Well, you said seniors. Bob and I are like, well, actually, Dave's a little bit older, so.
Yeah, just a tad, just a tad.
The third place game, Keystone, Clarion Limestone. That'll be tomorrow night, 6 o'clock at Clarion High School. Those two teams, again, Greg Heath, boy, he got everything out of his team the other night as they went up against Clarion and just fell short. And Clarion Limestone, I'm sure they feel a little bit down, but they shouldn't feel too down. They came out strong against Redbank. It'll be interesting to see how those two teams respond tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's always a challenge to come back from a loss like that, but both coaches are going to have their teams focused, and both coaches have high expectations of their squad, and they're going to come looking to get a victory, certainly.
And they didn't win the games last night, and they all realize what's on the line. You got a chance to keep on going and go to PI playoffs. It's not just a token third place game. Whoever wins that game is going to move on. And,
That's right.
They want their season to continue, I'm sure.
Well, that'll be hotly contested too, and it'll be over at Clarion High School again tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Again, Clarion Redbank Valley, the championship game in AA. We'll have that for you at 6 o'clock on Saturday here at Tippin Gymnasium. We're going to take our time out here. We're going to come back. We're going to wrap up our segments on the playoffs. We'll have boys 3A, 4A, and 5A. We'll mention those, and we'll have all that for you coming up. We're at Tippin Gymnasium, special presentation of the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show. It's right here on exploreClarion.com.
Affordable opportunities are endless at Northern Pennsylvania Regional College. If you're looking to start next semester or next year, apply now at discovernprc.org. discovernprc.org.
You can afford a gorgeous, custom-designed hardwood Kales kitchen for a lot less than you'd pay at a DIY store. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. At Kales, there are never middleman markups or hidden charges that can add 40%. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. That's FactoryDirectKitchens.net.
Your eyes are the window to your soul, so take care of them. The Laurel Eye Clinic provides complete care from annual exams, glasses and contacts to cataract and retinal surgery, LASIK, and more. As a trusted leader in family eye care for 50 years, you can trust them with yours. Call or visit us online today.
Need reliable plumbing or heating services? Call Luton's Plumbing and Heating. Fast, friendly, and available 24/7. Call them at 814-226-8695. Modern Living Solutions in Knox is always on the lookout for driven, positive individuals to join their team. They offer career growth opportunities and industry-leading pay. No experience is necessary as training is provided. Apply today and build a future with Modern Living Solutions. This game is brought to you by Tionesta Builders? No, Tionesta Builder Supply. Family-owned and operated home improvement centers located in Tionesta and Shippenville.
And welcome back to Tippin Gymnasium. It is the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show. Mike Kalinowski, Lexis Twentier, and Bob Dunkle. Dave Cadis escaping. Actually, he has to go down. He's doing the PA announcing for the, you can hear it behind us, the intramural championship game tonight. That's a big one. It's going to be a hotly contested one. So,
Yeah, poor Dave. He's always in demand.
He is in demand. They actually had to call and ask his wife, and I think she gladly said, sure, he can come up.
He couldn't even hang out with his group of friends tonight. Every
That's
Thursday
right.
they have a little meeting.
Yep.
He couldn't even go tonight.
That's right. They were probably kind of happy about that.
They may have been. I was invited.
Yeah, usually I showed up once and they were all there and Dave wasn't. They're like, where's Dave? I said, he's doing a game. I'm here. They're like, yay! They were cheering. So it's always a lot of fun. Boys 3A, 4A, 5A. We're going to do this quickly. The boys 3A championship was played at Clarion High School here this week. Brookville over Cranberry. Cranberry beat Brookville 53-46. You were on the call of the game, and that was a pretty good one over there.
It was a lot of fun. Certainly, Brookville comes up short in that one, but Cole Finley, 21 points to the ball game out of Cranberry, really ignited that team. One of his teammates, Blake Marchinke, contributed 10 points, but things really got going in the second half for Cole. Cole just went on a run. He stepped up, took control in that second half, and really they were able to pull away to victory. Some opportunities for Brookville, but they really couldn't get the shots to fall. Some great defense out there by Cranberry, forced turnovers. Brookville was led by Kellen Haynes. Haynes checked in 19 points. Haynes had his usual strong ball game, but he was the only player in double digits. Jesse Lucas came close with 9, but that's a big difference. It's so difficult in this league, or really in this district, I should say, to win. I always say you got to have 3 or more. We'll pretty much guarantee you win. You get 4, that's almost a sure lock. But when you only got 1 player in double digits, it is tough to win consistently. And these guys certainly normally are going to be able to put multiple players in double digit. But again, take nothing away from them. You really got to tip the cap to that defense out there. for Cranberry.
All right, so there was that final. We're going to keep moving along here because they got a game coming up behind us, and it's going to get pretty loud.
And Mike has to go down and play.
Yeah, I might. I'm just going to stand on the outside and shoot long shots and just
There's
smile.
zero chance he's going to play because we do not have qualified emergency medical people here.
I am CPR certified.
Well, you know how much
So
though.
am I, but it's
I'll
going to
tell
take
you.
more than that to bring him back.
And anybody knows too, if you played this game, you're always itching to go back on the court. I don't care who you are. It would be a blast. But yeah, I would say it would not be pretty. Obama Academy coming up against Clearfield. That would be the District 8-9 Class 4A Boys Sub-Regional game here at Tippin. Clearfield 8 wins in a row. They beat St. Mary's to move on to this one. Obama Academy coming out of Pittsburgh. So we'll have that for you here at Tippin Gymnasium. I can't remember what time that one is. I know it's 12:45.
So second game of the day.
That's the second game of the day. We'll have that one for you. The 5A Boys Championship, that's already been played. DuBois, or as Bob calls it, Dubois. I always have to throw that in. 57-42, they beat Punxsy back in Brookville on the 20th. So DuBois with the win there over Punxsy.
Mike, just a thought for the viewers out there as well. Keep in mind these game times are approximate, so if there's overtime, things take a little longer, be aware. So you may want to check in on Explorer just to check, see where we're at game-wise. There's always a slim chance the games could run a little bit early, but not much, depending. They may run a little bit late, but don't hit the panic button. But either way, you may want to check in just to play it safe.
And there's always a medal ceremony, so that takes time.
It does take time, and you can also look too. I know on Explore Clarion they do have the schedule already there. You can go there, take a look, see approximately when the games will be, and they're going to keep them moving. So once the game's done, they'll get the other teams warming up. So
and there's this little magic phrase, overtime, once in a while that really throws that schedule off.
It sure does.
Makes for a good game, though.
It sure does. So there we go, guys. That's going to wrap up our show this evening, and I'm looking forward to Saturday. We got 6 games coming up, so rest up tomorrow and rest those voices. And
we're going to be ready. The question is, are you going to be ready?
Well, if I can remember where to go. So that'll do it. And again, want to thank everybody here tonight. Dustin Kiefer behind the controls over there. Dave Cadis, who was here with us. He's down here to do the PA announcing. We want to do one more segment? All right, we're going to do one more. So I'm not going to wrap it up yet. We're going to come back, and we'll come back to Tippin. It's the Main Street Redbank the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show here from Tippin Gym on exploreClarion.com.
You can afford a gorgeous, custom-designed hardwood Kale's kitchen for a lot less than you'd pay at a DIY store. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. At Kale's, there are never middleman markups or hidden charges that can add 40%. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. That's FactoryDirectKitchens.net.
Eyes are the window to your soul, so take care of them. The Laurel Eye Clinic provides complete care from annual exams, glasses and contacts to cataract and retinal surgery, LASIK, and more. As a trusted leader in family eye care for 50 years, you can trust them with yours. Call or visit us online today.
All right, so there you go. You see the shot of that basketball court. They have the intramurals getting ready to go tonight. And on Saturday, it's going to be packed with all of those championship games here at Tippin Gym, and we're going to have them all for you here on Explore Clarion. And again, we do want to thank the Fun Bank and all those super Saturday games. The 6 games will be broadcast right here. Thanks to Sailor Construction and Concrete for stepping up to take care of the fees for all of those games. We've got to thank them for all that they have done to bring them. So that brings us to the conclusion of tonight's show. Again, do want to thank Dave Cadis, the governor, Bob Dunkle, Lexis Twentier, behind the scenes there, Dustin Kiefer, Jake. Do I want to thank Jake?
No, but we'll thank Dominica.
Okay, well, that's right, Dominica Log, forgot that. She did a great job, phenomenal interview with her. So, and thanks for being part of the Redbank Main Street Sports Show. We'll be back in the coming weeks. We got a full lineup of guests on the way, and that'll wrap up our sports show for this week. And again, it's been the Redbank Main Street Sports Show here from Tippin Gymnasium on exploreClarion.com. We'll see you this weekend.